Mr. Speaker, the last speaker, he didn't last very long. None of them have. When you're dealing with taking away democracy, you don't want to talk about it too much. That's what that government is all about. You see, here we are pushing through under urgency, bulldozing under urgency, a bill where the public won't have a say. There won't be any select committee where the people of Canterbury could have their say. That's been taken off them by a government that's rushing this legislation through. And of course, what they're doing is taking away the democratically elected people, and they're doing it in such a fashion that we begin to think that this government sees this as an easy way. And I think back the process that was used in Auckland. Back in May 2009, we had the Auckland reorganisation hoisted upon us. The government did that under urgency, went through to the weekend to pass it through all stages. This was the government that was going to listen to people. This is the government that was going to take notice of people. But all of a sudden, they've become an arrogant lot. Oh, there's a member who doesn't think they are an arrogant lot and says, nah. Well, I don't know anyone who says nah when it comes to democracy. You see, we have Rodney Hyde come into the House this afternoon under urgency, and for the first time that I can remember, he didn't get up and speak from the heart. What he did, he read a speech prepared for him by officials in local government and DIA. He read it. And of course, when he does that, you know that there's trouble around. And I've got to say, there we have good old Alec Neil getting the sack. Alec Neil getting the sack. Now, Alec Neil is used to getting the sack. He was elected to this parliament 3 times, almost a record, and he's getting the kick again. Now, he was the person who helped run induction courses for new MPs, which he says is good for rehabilitation from politics. But the National Party find rehabilitation for Alec Neil and ECANS is to shut them up, beat them out, and have no election up until 2013. 2013. Well, they can't tell the people of Canterbury that's a good thing. Now, I speak as an Aucklander, and there's not always a lot of love lost between Canterbury and Auckland, but we all know what we're seeing this government push through is a process that they should be ashamed of. It's a process that no decent New Zealander likes to see. You see, having your vote every 3 years is really important. We had the Royal Commission say how they saw Auckland, and the government took no notice of it. Took no notice of it at all. They knew more. But here, in urgency, we're pushing through a bill. Now, I've got to say the legislation being passed by National over the next day or two enables the commissioners who taking over Environment Canterbury to modify water conservation orders and to apply probably weaker protections. Weaker protections. And I think that's... Well, there's a member saying, take us through it. I imagine they didn't even know about this in their caucus. Now, Dr Nick Smith actually at 11 o'clock this morning arranged to brief people, and we appreciate that. But did he tell the member of Tauranga on Tuesday about this? Probably not. But the member of Tauranga has a mighty mouth, a great big northern self, but of course when it comes to knowing about it, he doesn't. A slick smooth lawyer who doesn't worry about the rule of law. And of course, this should be going to a select committee. Now, what is the government afraid of? Are they afraid that Nick Smith may be told by his mate Alec Neil a few home truths? I mean, they came in the intake of 1990, and of course, somehow, that's very interesting. But somehow, Nick Smith remained. But of course, poor old Alec Neil, who got elected from the 27th of October 1990 to the 6th of September 1996. That was his first time. Now, he must be thinking, this is a party I supported. But now they're taking away what he stood for democracy. They're taking it away. They're not giving people a chance. Oh, there's the Minister of Internal Affairs shaking his head in agreement, and he knows that when people lose their right to have a vote, who are they going to blame? Well, the people in Auckland have turned against Act and Rodney Hyde, and they will turn against John Key. And with this bill, Dr. Nick Smith and Rodney Hyde will further go away from their support base. They will lose it. You see, when you have a situation where a parliament that stands for democracy, we're all here because people voted for us. Even party list members get voted into this parliament. But they want to take that away from the people of Canterbury when it comes to their regional council. Now, I say to people who are listening to their transistor radios tonight, think about it. Why are people having their rights taken away? This is a government over there that said it stood for people's rights. And of course, well, they will, eh? I should smile more. You know, like the assassin over there who doesn't care about democracy. And of course, he's more worried about animals. Animals are more important to that member than people. And I think that this member needs to look very carefully. Now, we heard the Maori Party this afternoon say they're going to vote for it for the first reading. Now, what's going to happen? Are they going to change their mind at a select committee? No. Why not? Because there's no select committee. So what are they going to do? Are they going to vote all the way through with the government? Or are they going to stand up for the rights of individuals, for the Maori people they came to represent? We've had the Green Party make a very impassioned speech today. And I've got to say, I sat here next to Brendan Burns when he got up to speak. And I actually was really very proud of the leadership role that he's been given in this area. And I think that is really very, very important. A person who's prepared to stand up for those people from Canterbury. Now, we don't see many people standing up supporting Canterbury up in Auckland, but here it is extremely important. And of course, those people like Amy Adams, who turned her back, like Colin King, who turned his back, neither of them could get up for 10 minutes and tell people why this is a good bill. And the reason why is because it's a rubbish bill. It is completely anti-democratic. Now, when you have a government where people don't get up and use their 10 minutes in support of a bill, you know that they're trying to sneak it through. You know that it's not very good. And of course, when you have people like Amy Adams who speaks for 3 minutes about why she wants to take away the vote of people in Canterbury until year 2018. 1-3. And I've got to say, it's just not good enough. It's a disgrace.